Hey everyone, welcome to your practice today with me. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start. So we'll come to the top of the mat, feet together, standing in mountain pose, heels and toes in line. Get a neutral pelvis position, so tailbone tucked slightly underneath of you, and then lift back up through the ribs and chest. Roll the shoulders back, open the inner elbows and palms to the top of the mat. Take a deep inhale here. You can close your eyes if you like. Exhale out through the mouth. Another deep inhale through the nose. Long, slow exhale through the mouth. Last inhale to deeply pull in through the nose. Let's start to reach the arms up to the sky. As you exhale here, find a back bend, just a little back bend in the middle and upper back, pressing through the feet, especially the heels. Pull yourself back to center. Take a lengthening breath to reach high to the ceiling and slowly hinge forward, stacking the hips on top of those heels as you come down, elongating through the spine. Bend softly into the knees, touch the fingertips, drop the head down. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold into the legs. Try to shift your weight into the balls of the feet. Another halfway lift here. On this exhale, we'll stay lifted. Just bend those thighs into a chair position. Stretch the arms straight back behind you so the fingertips align with the spine. Top of the head is reaching to the front of the mat or beyond it. We want to get the shoulders to move way away from the ears so the neck is super long. Send the weight back into the heels so it's like your butt's reaching for a chair that someone keeps pulling further and further away. So no weight in those toes, you can wiggle them. Slowly start to reach your fingers a little bit higher, keeping the arms as straight as possible. And then we'll let the elbows bend just to clasp onto the hands. Make a tight fist. So squeeze that fist strong and reach it away from you, straightening in the arms again. Take a breath here. On the exhale, lift the hips, so press through those feet and drop the head down, forward fold, gluing the upper and lower body into each other. Reach your fist up to the ceiling. As you exhale next time, maybe you move that fist over the head towards the top of the mat. Make sure the weight distribution on your feet is even, especially out of those heels. Let's take another inhale here. Exhale, reach that fist. Breath in, inhale. As you exhale, we're going to flip open that palm. So keeping the fingers interlaced, just open the palms to the top of the mat and reach a little bit further. We'll close the fist again. Take your breath in. Use your exhale to bend the knees back to that chair position. Release the grip with control and sweep your arms down, forward, alongside the ears. And then we'll slowly press into the feet to come all the way up to stand. Take a big breath at the top to reach the arms high and look up. As you exhale, cactus your arms into a back bend. Keep the ribs and chest lifted as you push forward with the hips. Slowly press your way back up to center. Reach the arms high. On the exhale, we'll forward fold here. Drop the fingertips. Drop the head, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, to find that chair, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, we'll sweep the arms out to the side, flip the palms up, and then pull the biceps to the ears. Lift the chin away from the throat. Take a breath in here. On the exhale, we'll press all the way up to stand, pulling the core muscles in. Reach high through the fingertips, look up. Cactus your arms into a back bend. Take a breath in here. On the exhale, bend into the knees. Keep that chest open. Reach the arms wide. And we're going to pull the belly to the spine. Stretch your arms forward. Drop your chin into the throat. Reach forward. Come all the way back up to stand as you cactus your arms into an upper back bend. And we'll repeat this, flowing the spine. So we'll round the spine, find chair legs, reach the arms, and then undulate the spine open, lifting the chest, reaching the elbows back. Again, let's round forward, finding chair with the legs, tucking in the chin, and then we'll uncurl the spine, open the chest, stretch the arms long, round the spine again, find that chair position with the legs, and then slowly cactus the arms as you come to stand. This time, we'll come back to stand, stretch the arms long, and swan dive forward fold. Hips stay stacked on top of the heels. Fingertips come down, drop the head. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, we'll bend the knees and step or jump back. If you're jumping, stay low and just shoot the legs out from underneath of you, or you can step back to plank. We'll set this up, so grip the mat a whole lot, shrug your shoulders back and down, inner elbows roll out towards the top of the mat. The back of the neck is long. Get the legs really strong. Squeeze those quads. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, find your chaturanga and flow through to up dog. Pull the chest through, roll past the toes, press down through those hands, and then we'll roll past the toes, or you can step back into your down dog. Situate your down dog here, so adjust the hands and feet as you need to, making sure that your hands are in line with the shoulders and the feet are in line with the hips. And then lift the heels up and down a couple times, feeling the balls of your feet really press into the mat a whole lot. So your arches are getting really activated. And then settle the heels down. You can press down through them, you can bounce a couple times, and then put your mind into your finger pads. So grip the mat like you want to try to pull it up, and then push down so much through those finger pads that you feel the weight lifting out of your wrists. So we help them out a little bit here by gripping into the mat, pushing down the outer perimeter of the palm, and finally drop the head down. Let it be really heavy. You can shake it side to side, move it up and down. If you want to find movement in your hips and knees, please feel free to. We'll take a few more breaths here, just getting comfy and situated and stretchy, or maybe just still in your down dog. Let's take a breath together. Inhale. Exhale out. Press the weight into your left foot. Inhale your right leg high. On the exhale, bend your knee. Reach your right knee and foot over to the left. We're going to set up for a wild thing. So press down first through that left foot, getting really long through the left leg. And reach up and back with that right knee. So you feel your right glute really activated. See if you can press down a little more with that right hand to push so much more weight back into that left heel. Toes are liberated. Now we'll slowly begin to shift forward as we lift that left heel and pivot it over to the left. Slowly come to the right fingertips, touch the right foot down behind you, and spring the hips up and open. Wild thing. Reach the arm back. Drop the head. Take a breath here. On this exhale, bring your hand all the way back around to the mat. Set it down. Pick up the right foot. Send it high as you pivot that left heel back up. And then we'll pull the right knee into the chest. Rounded spine, high plank. Push down through those arms, those hands. Look in between the hands, flex your right foot, step it through. Pivot that back heel down. Reach your left arm out in front of you. We're going to windmill all the way up and around to our reverse warrior. Press through that front foot to help elongate that right side body. Take a breath here. On the exhale, we're going to hinge into our side angle pose. So right elbow comes to the inside of the right knee, fingertips down, left arm in line with that right arm. Look up towards the ceiling and take a deep breath as you reach up. On the exhale, send the arm over your head. Start to straighten in your front leg. Circle your left arm down to the back and then back up to the ceiling, following it with your gaze. Take a deep inhale here in your triangle pose. As you exhale, micro bend in your right knee, start to hinge up. Try to let that left arm pull you all the way up, and we'll reverse this. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up and over the head. Reach it all the way back. Big breath. Exhale to reach. Inhale again. This exhale will bring us back up. We're going to windmill as we come into a lunge position on that front leg. Left hand comes down, pivot the back heel up, and spring off of that left leg. Find your revolved half moon. Reach your right arm high. Shoulders are in line with each other. Left leg is really strong. Both legs are straight and active here. Take a breath in to get long through that right arm. Option to find a half bind here. Wrap your hand around the waist. Push that hand into the waist if you're binding, and let it help you pull your right shoulder back, opening that chest up even more for that twist. We'll slowly start to bend into that front leg, the grounded leg. Set your left toes down, drop that left knee down, send that arm forward, bringing the bicep to the ear as we find our twisted back bend here. Keep pushing wherever that hand is touching to the hip or the waist or the back, pushing it into it. Reach back, big breath. On the exhale, we're going to come forward with this left elbow, bring it to the outside of your right knee. Press into that knee, and then pull your right arm up, pancake your left hand to the ceiling, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling of the right hand, and then we'll bring both hands together in prayer. Press firmly into the palms, elbow to the knee to find that twist. We'll take another breath in to open everything wide and long. And then slowly find that reversed low lunge again, finding that back bend. We'll reach the arm all the way down. Both hands will come down to the inside of that right foot to find a lizard. You can stay on your left hand or you can come to that left forearm. We'll open up the inner edge of that right foot, bring your right hand to the inside of that knee and press it back. We want to let the back of the head kind of not necessarily just drop back, but like someone has their hand right here and you're trying to push your head into it. So we want to keep that chin perpendicular to the throat. Press back with your right knee. Keep that pressure there just to make sure you stay in that nice stretch, that intense feeling, not too deep, but not like you're just hanging out. You want to keep it active. Take one more breath here. Exhale. On your next inhale, move your head up, gaze to the mat, bring the right hand down, press yourself up. And we're going to press the hips back to a half Hanumasana, reaching the sits bones behind you. Hands go to the outside of this right leg and toes come up. Take an inhale to get really long through the spine. We want to think of reaching the collarbone, the chest forward, and then reaching the sits bones straight back. And then we fold at the hip. So we're never really rounding down here or even trying just to get our head to our foot. We want to get the top of our head forward. And if that fold happens to bring our head to the foot, great, but it's not really the main intention here. We'll take one more breath in. On this exhale, let's lift up, come forward into that low lunge, and then turn it into a high lunge. Sweep the arms high. Find a little back bend here. Extend the arms forward, plant the hands, lean into the hands, grip the mat, pull this right heel into the glute, forehead to knee, rounded spine. Uncurl the spine, send the right leg straight back and up for three-legged dog. Lower your right foot down, round forward again into your high plank, so straightening out in the spine. And then we'll take that chaturanga to lower down, shift forward, pull the chest through, reach the chin out and up, roll past the toes, down dog. Walk the feet in, walk the hands in if you need to. I always feel like I need to adjust in my down dog, so please feel free to do that if you feel the need. Press into your right foot. Inhale your left leg high. Full extension in that left leg, pressing through those finger pads. Remember, we don't want to dump the weight into the wrist. We'll bend our top knee, reaching the foot to the right side of the room and reaching that knee and quad as well. We want to press back through that right heel. And then we'll slowly start to lift the right heel off the mat as we pivot it over to the right to find our wild thing. We'll touch the left toe down. Open up here, left arm reaches up and back. Drop the head. Try to reach for the floor behind you. Take a breath in. On the exhale, spin that left hand back around. Touch it to the mat. Lift the left leg high. And we'll find a rounded plank, a rounded spine, high plank, forehead to knee. Look in between the hands to step the foot through. From here, pivot that back heel down, and we'll windmill the arms all the way up and around to reverse our warrior. Sit deep into that left leg. We want it parallel to the floor. Pull through the left fingertips so it's getting lots of length in that left side body. Try to move that left knee back behind you. Take a breath here. And then just come back to center. Hinge at the hip. Bring the elbow to the inside of the left knee. Fingertips stretching down. Right hand stretching up. A breath in here. And then we'll move this right hand forward. Follow it with your gaze. As we circle it down and around, we're going to straighten that front leg and then circle that right arm all the way back up. Now we're in our triangle pose. Press down through the inner edge of that left foot, the front foot. Ground through your back heel and outer edge of foot and hinge up. We'll reverse this triangle. Right hand comes down. Left arm goes up and back. Slowly windmill all the way back to that half moon. So we're lunging in the front leg, pushing off the back foot. Right hand comes down. You can first bring the left hand to the left hip, but if you can move it up towards the ceiling, we want to try to do that and then look up towards the ceiling. Take a breath. Get long through the arms and legs. Flip that top hand, bend the elbow, and reach it around your back and your waist for that half bind. Let's look down at the floor in front of us. Make sure that back leg is nice and strong. And then bend into your left knee. Set your right foot down. And we'll reverse this high lunge. Not reverse it, we'll back bend into this high lunge with a nice bind. Drop your right knee down. Take another breath here. Get really long through that right side hip flexor. And then we'll come back to center. Right elbow is going to come to the outside of that knee. Push it into that knee. Open up your palm. Unwind your bind. Reach that left arm high. And then bring the palms to meet. Press them into each other, elbow to knee. Sink down deep into that low lunge. As you twist, open your arms wide here on an inhale. And we'll find that back bend again. Left hand will come down. Right arm comes up and over. One more breath here, in, and on the exhale, windmill the arms down. Both hands come to the inside of this left foot, and we'll find that lizard lunge. So if the right knee needs to move back or front foot forward, find as deep of a position as a low lunge as you'd like to. You can stay on the hands, or you can come onto that right form, and this form can come out as wide as you want to. If you have blocks, you can place the forearm on a block. Left hand comes to the inside of the left knee, press it away from you. As you push it away, just as you would if you were like pushing something really gross away that you didn't want, and you would like pull the jaw into your throat. That's what you want to do here. We're pushing that knee away, like it'll get away, and then pulling that jaw back. So it's like creating some double chins maybe in the throat, but it's elongating the back of the neck and that spine. We just want the main focus to be on that stretch and that compression on this left side. So whatever that sensation, the intensity feels, try to breathe air into it to diffuse the intensity, to feed it oxygen, what it needs. We'll bring the gaze back down to center. Press into the palms to walk yourself up. Lift the hips, bring the left hand to the outside of this left foot and find your half Hanumasana. So the fingertips can come back so that they're in line with the shoulders. Lift the chest up. Reach your sits bones back behind you. Get really long through the spine and the chest. Take your inhale. On your exhale, keep everything long. Don't round. And just hinge at that hip. Another breath in. Exhale to hinge. Another breath in. Exhale, keeping that chest nice and long. Sits bones reaching back. We'll inhale, halfway lift up from here, and then find that low lunge again. Straighten in the back leg. Reach your arms forward and up. Find a back bend here in your exalted lunge, high lunge. Reach your arms all the way forward and down. And then pick up that left foot and we'll send it back up to three-legged dog, reaching it high. Press down and lower the left foot down. Round or shift forward into your high plank. Set your high plank up and then pull those elbows in. Inner elbows are rolling outwards and slowly bend in the elbows. Triceps come in line with the ribs. Shift forward, pull the chest through, rolling to the tops of the feet. And then we'll roll back past the toes, finding that down dog. Walk the feet in, hands in if you need to. Find the alignment of your down dog. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Another deep breath. Exhale to melt the chest down. Press the mat away from you with your finger pads. Good. And then we're going to look forward and just lift both heels up. Step your feet forward as few steps as you can into a forward fold. Walk the hands out. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Good. Another breath in, and we're going to lower the thighs. We won't hold chair pose, but we're going to get them in a chair position. So thighs come parallel to the floor. And then take your arms behind your legs. Grab your elbows if you can. And if you can't, just grab the forearms, grab your fingers, but as close to those elbows as possible. We're going to get really long through the spine. And as you exhale, you're going to start to lower the head down, lift the butt up, and pull yourself into the legs. So again, we want to get the weight into the balls of the feet. So if you're in the heels, that probably means your butt is past the alignment of the heels. We want to get into the balls of the feet so that it almost feels like we're going to fall forward. But the pull of our arms is going to counterbalance that. Make sure you can liberate your toes. You don't want to crunch into the toes. Take another breath here. Last exhale to find the depth of this stretch. Okay. And then we'll slowly bend the knees. Move your gaze forward. Release your elbows out to the side. Place the fingertips down and scoot your feet out to the side. Turn the toes out. Find a malasana, a yogi squat, malasana. So you can shift side to side like I'm doing to really get yourself into it. If you just want to plop down into it, you can. If you would like to grab blocks or pillows or books to sit on to help support you, you can do that as well. So we want to try to get our tailbone pointing down. So we want to feel like we're rounding in our low back here. And then to straighten in the spine, we'll keep that rounding in the tailbone. Push back with the elbows to knees so that our shoulders move down the line of the spine and our neck gets super long and our chest comes up. So just finding that nice straight spine, as straight as can be. And breathe here. Try to check in with those shoulders. Make sure they're staying out of it, the tops of the shoulders. We want our shoulder blades to be engaged down into their place. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. Another breath in. Exhale it out. So keeping the knees as wide as they can stay. Lift the elbows away from those knees. Lean over into this right side, and we're going to lift into that right, lift up the right heel. Lift up the left one and touch the left knee down. Bring it back up. Shift over to this left side. Touch the right knee down. And we're going to just move back and forth like this. You can go very, very slow. You can use your hands on blocks or the floor to support you. But if you can, try to keep the hands in that prayer position and the tops of the shoulders relaxed as we just move back and forth at your own pace. And if the knee doesn't want to go all the way to touch down, that's okay too. Really slow and mindful so you don't hurt yourself. We're going to do one more touch, and then we'll come back to that malasana. Find your center. Reach the arms out and then turn the palms up, send the biceps along the ears. We'll take a big breath here to reach high and then slowly start hinging forward, keeping the arms with the ears. We'll let the butt lift up, drop the hands down, reach your butt back. So it's like you're kind of gripping, holding on to an invisible point or clasp, and then you're just gonna reach those sits bones and that tailbone back behind you, dropping the head down. Let the spine round here. Take an inhale as you pull your chest through. Start to lean into the hands and lift your hips up. Turn your heels back and your toes forward. Wide-legged down dog. Walk the hands out as far as you'd like to find that nice release in the spine. You can drop the head down. We want to, same as regular down dog, press through those heels or aim them down towards the mat as close as they'll go. Take your left hand and bring it more towards the center line of your 2 feet. And then we're going to press this left shoulder down, come to the right fingertips, and really lean into this left side. You can even turn your left ear to that left bicep to rest it there. And then press it straight again. So strengthen through the finger pads. We'll strengthen through that left arm, and we're going to find a twist. Reach the right arm high. Take a breath. Reach up again, maybe move it past the midline of the body. Try to send your weight back to that left leg if it's shifted. And then lower the right hand down. We're going to swap spots. So the left hand will move out to the side a bit so we can move that right hand where the left one was. And then we'll come to the left fingertips. Press through that right armpit. Right ear can be on that bicep, or you can just let the head hang. It's up to you. But the weight of your head might help you press down through the armpit. We're trying to stretch out that whole area. And so it should feel really, really good on that right side. And then we'll lift the armpit back up. So now we want to strengthen it. So we want to get it engaged. Push the mat or floor away from you with your finger pads and draw that left hand up to find your twist. Breath in at the top. On the exhale, open up. Shift the weight back into that right foot if it's shifted to the left. Another breath here. We'll lower the left hand down. And then just walk your hands in close. Find a ragdoll position. You can walk your feet in a little closer too. Grab the elbows, drop the head. Any variation of ragdoll, feel free to take. So if you want to clasp your hands behind the back and get that shoulder stretch here, you can, making it more active. If you want to bring interlaced fingers to the back of your head and just let the elbows come into the head, you can do that as well to get some extra decompression in the cervical spine. But if you want to just grab the elbows or the shoulders and just hang, that is definitely a very, very good option. You can sway back and forth or just be in your stillness. We're going to release the hands down. Bend a whole lot in the knees. We're going to round up. So rounding up, you're slowly just going to tuck that tailbone and pull up through the belly. Let the head be heavy. Let the arms be jiggly and heavy. And then just slowly envision your vertebrae stacking on top of each other one at a time. Lastly, the shoulders and head will come up. You can shrug the shoulders back a couple times. Shake it out if you'd like to. Take the legs out, the arms out. And then from here, we'll just take a seat. So lower down into a seated position on your mat. And we'll find Baddha Konasana with the feet. So the soles of the feet are going to come together. Place the fingertips behind you and just press, maybe lift up a little so you can press the pelvis closer to those heels. And then once you're there, you'll walk your hands in closer to the hips. Press into the mat to get that forward motion with the chest. So we want to try to get rid of the urge to be rounded right away. When we grab our toes like that, at first, that's usually what happens. So instead, we want to start with the hands behind us and push our chest forward. Even if the knees come up, we just want to get that chest forward, And then we can maintain that while we start working those knees down. And then you can shift into the right hand, bring the left hand forward to grab onto the toes. Try to maintain that straight spine, nice lifted chest. So you want to push the outer edges of your feet into each other so that the soles of your feet butterfly open. This will help to get the knees to guide down and give you a place to root out of in your low back because your outer glutes are slightly activated. So that's going to give your low spine lots of space to move from. Take your breath in. As you exhale, same thing. We want to try to hinge and fold rather than just bring our head down. So we're just going to maybe get a little lower. If you notice the back rounding, just come out enough to re-straighten it. And we'll just keep doing that. That inhale is to find that space and that length. That exhale, as we maintain that space and length, we let the exhale pull us a little closer towards that fold. And as we do this for a few breaths, we can eventually then, now that we have that long spine, now we can start to let it round. So we're still keeping that length. We're just starting to round it down rather than recluse backwards and round it. So we'll drop the head, start there. And you can let any part of you round that wants to round. And just get heavy in the head, relax. Get heavy in the whole upper body as it puts that weight into the low body, helping those legs to open up even more. And then we'll slowly roll back towards that tailbone and stack the spine, one vertebrae at a time to come up. Bring the hands to the outsides of your knees. Guide the knees back together so we don't use a whole lot of leg strength to do that. Walk your feet in. Give your knees a hug. So wrap the arms around the shins, below the knees, grabbing opposite elbow. If you don't reach the elbows, grab the forearms or the wrist or the fingers. And then we want to shimmy the chest up. Take that breath in. Exhale, pull on the knees. Find that compression in the hips, that pinching sensation. Take one more breath. Exhale. Nice. So we're going to bring the hands behind us. Lean over to this right side hip and just pinwheel the legs. So we're going to bring the right knee forward, getting the left leg at a 90 degree, and then see if you can walk that right leg into a 90 degree as well. So the foot's going to come forward a bit. From here, we'll take the hands to the left fingertips in line with that left heel, right hand over to this right hip, and then start to twist. As you're ready to move the hands, you can bring the hands around. You can just start walking your way around, hands to the mat. You can bring your left hand to that right knee to find that twist. We're trying to twist from the belly button. Push down through your back knee to help establish a nice foundation to move from. Look past your right shoulder. Deep breath in here to get long. Exhale, find a deeper twist. Slowly on this inhale, we'll come to center and we're just gonna switch directions. So we'll roll to the sits bones and then move the knees over to the other side. Check out the legs, make sure you have somewhat or a 90 degree angle on those legs. We want to push down through this right knee now, and we'll just find any placement on the mat with our finger pads to help us lift up, and then start that twist process. Eventually, you can bring that hand to the right hand to the left knee. Left hand will walk further and further behind you, and we want to twist from the belly button and use our hands as leverage. So the left fingertips are pushing down to help us pull that left shoulder back. Use your gaze, so look further than you think you can see in the direction that you're twisting. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, find a deep twist. Another breath in, pulling up through the belly and twisting. As you inhale this time, we'll use it to come back around to center. Bring the knees all the way back around, and you can reach your legs long. We'll find a staff pose, flex the feet, and walk your sits bones out from behind you. Option to have your hands out to the side, option to have your hands on your shins, or you can reach the arms up alongside the ear. So we're trying again to get long, really super long. Take that breath in and fold. When you feel that pause, take another breath. On the exhale, maybe fold a little more. Keep the arms with the ears. Another breath. Hinge at the hips. Try to keep that spine as straight as possible. So we're sandwiching the upper and lower body. And then when you feel like, okay, I'm as far as I can go here, we'll bring those hands down. Grabbing the outer edges of the feet, you can take your thumbs, place them at the base of your big toe, and then push those big toes forward as you pull the pinky toes back. So you have equal distance of the pinky toe and big toe. Take that breath to lengthen again. On the exhale, you're going to bend the elbows out to the side. So your collarbone moves forward, and we're not concaving in the collarbone. We want to keep it open and broad. Another breath. Another exhale to pull, bending the elbows. We're using a lot of arm strength here. See if you can press your heels forward, even activate your quads so that feels like your heels might lift up off of the floor. One more breath. On your last exhale in this, just relax. Drop the head down. Let the spine round. Even if you pull up a little bit, just hang there. You can let go of the strength of your arms. If you're wanting to still make it active, you totally can. You can actually pull your belly in, your chin in, bringing your forehead to the knees, getting lots and lots of rounding in the spine, moving it in that opposite direction. Wherever you're at, if you're in active or passive forward fold, we're going to round the spine up to sit. Stretch your arms long. Take a deep breath. Look up towards the ceiling. Exhale to open the chest. Reach your elbows back. We'll do that again. Inhale to reach high. Exhale to cactus your arms. And from here, we'll drop the hands down. Turn the fingertips towards your toes. Walk your hands back. Bend into the elbows. And just dip into those elbows as you let the shoulders come up towards the ears. You can shift side to side. And then slowly drop onto one elbow and then the other. And we'll find Savasana. So you can curl the spine all the way down to the mat. Let the toes fall apart from each other. Let your palms open up. You can move the shoulder blades down the length of the spine. Just getting everything nice and long. Move your head side to side. Any adjustment you feel you want to make. If you want to continue your practice, you can continue your practice. Or one final pose that helps you feel complete. Otherwise, try to stay in your Savasana for 30 seconds, a minute, maybe 5 minutes, or maybe you just don't even put a time on it and you just stay as long as you feel ready. When you feel re-energized, you feel like all of that energy has been restored back to you, that's when you know you've been in it long enough. You can always indulge a little and stay longer than that, but let your body speak to you. Just enjoy this buzz of energy that you've generated, that you've created, that's moving through your whole body. And it's reorganizing every cell in your body. That energy that's buzzing. It's feeding all of your cells. It's moving through pathways that you just opened up to help clear it even more, to help keep that blood flow really strong, so you get lots of nutrients and oxygen delivered to you. Restructuring, organizing, healing. Again, take your time to stay here. If you're ready to come out of it, you'll just slowly choose your right or left side to roll onto, letting yourself rest in this spot for just a few breaths, letting yourself acclimate to a new position. And then when you feel ready from there, to gradually press into the mat with those hands as you bring yourself to a seated position. And sit however you'd like, letting the hands rest on the knees, palms up or down. Deep breath here. As you exhale, just settle into this seat. Another deep inhale, and this time reach your arms out and up. Fingertips reach high. As you exhale, bring your hands to prayer, heart center. One more deep inhale, reaching your arms out and up, same way. Filling up completely, and then seeing if you can get a little more air in to top it off. Take your exhale, slide the hands down to heart center in prayer position. Let this exhale get complete and empty. And then just breathe in and out naturally. Humble your head to your heart. Honor and thank yourself so much for showing up onto the mat, getting onto the mat, having that intention, and then taking action to follow through with that intention is such a beautiful habit that is really hard to develop. And the more you do it, whatever your practice looks like on the mat, the more you just get into the habit of getting onto the mat, the stronger that gets inside of you. It starts to become second nature, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's really still hard, but it always creates this habit within us that is so important. And just by getting on here today, we've strengthened that habit. I hope that I see you again on the mat soon. And I hope that you have a beautiful day or evening, wherever you're at, whatever time you have. Just enjoy this amazing space that you've created, this aura that you've created around yourself. Namaste.